Steady resonant arrival. They call her Christy Farley, not just a name, but a force, a current moving through silence, a spark light in the dark corners of forgotten voices. Spoken word artist, international author, visionary, creative leader. Do you feel it? Every title is not a crown she wears, but a seed she plants, the vision. See, Christy does not just speak, she creates echo. Her words ripple across oceans, bridging cities, bridging lives, bridging souls that thought they were alone. Her eyes, telescopes, seeing galaxies of possibility where others saw only night. Her hands, blueprints, sketching new ways to rise, new ways to lead, new ways to believe. The platforms, a chat show, a podcast, a lifeline broadcast into the world. On Facebook Live, she becomes both stage and sanctuary, turning screens into gathering fires where strangers become friends and friends become family. She is the voice that welcomes you. Welcome to Journey and Gems. And in that welcome you realize you are not just a listener, you are a gem too. You are part of the journey and the vision expands. Journey and Gems with Farley and poetess and spoken word artist. Member of Too Tempted and the Boss Up Blue Mamba. Not just programs, movements, not just podcasts, bridges for the world to cross. Leadership, Christy is not chasing applause. She's not chasing fame, she's chasing truth. And truth, my friends, is the rarest currency in this world. Her leadership, it does not dominate, it elevates. It does not silence, it amplifies. She lives stories the way sunlight lifts shadows. She builds bridges the way rivers carve valleys. She connects voices across continents, across languages, across borders. Because vision knows no border. The fire, listen. Christy is not just speaking, she is summoning. Every word a spark, every pause a drumbeat. She tells the world, create, connect, believe, and the world answers back. Because her call is not small, it is global. She's not just one leader, she is the echo of many. The rhythm of community, the sound of tomorrow rising in today's throat, the anthem. So let the chorus rise. Journey and Gems, a space for the broken to heal. Journey and Gems with Farley and poetess and spoken word artists, where laughter and wisdom meet at the same table. Raw, real, and shaken truth that dares to speak what others silence. From God's kiss to live streams, her spirit ascends. Christy the host, the visionary, the friend. Her connections circle the globe like constellations, threaded together by her light. CEO, creator, dreamer. Her presence, a song we never forget. The legacy. Mark this moment, cause voices like hers do not fade. They multiply, they ignite new voices, they inspire new leaders. She is the question and the reply. She is thunder and soft sky. She is wisdom written, spoken, lived. And when Christy Farley speaks, the world listens. Not because they are told to, but because they want to. Because the words are wings, the closing. So stand with me as the anthem flows. Raise your eyes to the vision she casts. Raise your hearts to the fire that lasts. Christy Farley, a gem, a journey, a guide through the storm. Spoken word artist, international author, visionary, creative leader. Remember her name, carry her flame, because this is not just her story. This is ours.
Hello, everybody. Happy Martin Luther King Jr. Day and Wisdom White Monday. And I know I keep getting a whole lot of comments about, or people stray away from what I'm saying about the color white because it's a translucent light. Just like when I talk about meditation Black Saturday, the color of Saturday is black, and so it's not about black people. It is about the translucent light. So white, which really deals with the third and seventh chakra, but it's good for all chakras if you're having a block, and it clears it from all of it. This is the color and purification, and its vibrations can clear blocks in your path. Its energy provides clarity and is complete. Its energy has the potential to move towards any color and enhance its ability for new beginnings and developments in any direction. Wear or have it around to clear up any blocks in your way. Fresh and or new beginnings bring mental clarity, purifying your thoughts and actions. So if you look at a diamond or a crystal quartz or anything that is white, you can see the translucency because it's clear, right? And so, the clearer it is, the higher grade the diamond is, or crystal quartz or whatever that you're doing. Also, you can get like white opal, something like that to use. So we don't want to get it all mixed up and getting all confused between the colors and what it does for you to the color of our skin. That's not what I'm talking about here. So anyway, I'm going to move on from that. So let me just put it up there real quick because I want people to still understand, and I'm going to stand by it because I enjoy talking about colors. I enjoy talking about our chakras. I enjoy talking about all the way holistic health, and how Western plays its part in our health experience to get better. Now, when we're talking about new beginnings, this is a new year, right? But a lot of the old things are still just coming up. I don't know if anybody else has noticed it, but that's one of the things that I looked at. It was like, I've done maybe 2 Wisdom White Mondays. And I was like, okay, what's new beginnings? When you want something to be anew. And for me, that means changing up my daily life. For me, it is about a new beginning in this chapter that I am in my life. And I want to go further. So what is my pure intent? And that's what it means when we're talking about the translucent light, which is white, is that you want to be able to have that mental clarity and that added energy to go ahead and just be out there and move through whatever place you're at. You know what I mean? Because some people want a new beginning in relationships, a new beginning with their career, new beginnings with family, new beginnings with themselves, whatever's going on. You want to be able to carry that energy forward. And so it's not just only this day that you wear it. I just talk about it on this day. So if you do need to wear blue because you want it more peace, or purple because you want it to get more in touch with your divinity, you can. And this translucent light adds on and expands whatever color that you're wearing. So you can't see my whole outfit or whatever, but I have on black and white shorts. And so you can always look at just something like that and say, ooh, on top of the black, you see the white colors and stuff on there. And it's pretty freaking cool because then it stands out, right? So just like we know with light, it stands out, and we say light through darkness, So that's the way I want people to see it, is cutting through the darkness of things. Whatever you're battling against, whatever you have to do to go ahead and make sure that you get into an upper level that you want to be at, then using colors and understanding what colors are and what they do, and what are chakra points and all that. And it's not a new age and, demonic thing, because if you don't know your body, if you don't know certain things of why you wear certain things and all that kind of stuff and what to wear, then we kind of get lost in the sauce, right? Oh, just hold on 1 second, everybody. I just closed. Didn't close my bedroom door. Because when I try to go downstairs and do my podcast from there, or even in the basement, the reception gets crazy. So a lot of times I'm in my bedroom, you will see me here. And that's because I get the best reception. Even if I go into my computer room that you guys have seen, my office, and it's just like trying to find a place in the house, is really like daunting. Because I don't want it to be where people aren't able to see. Let me see. Okay. Yeah, so that way people are able to see everything, but you know what? We work through, right? And we keep it moving. So what I'd like to do is just do a little bit more talking. But I'm trying to think of, let me see, a song for the background. I don't know if anybody can hear that. Because sometimes it's nice just to have on a little bit of music when you're talking. Things can be digested a little bit better through music, right? And so I could have loaded up one of my beats, but I think that this is sufficient. Yeah, it's hard for me to be able to talk about different things that are going on with myself. And I wanted to kind of just give a little insight and intake today, because this morning I was pretty much rattled by just asking somebody, could they please move their vehicle? And so it all turned from that to me threatening them and their mind of this teenager that I'm going to call ICE, something like that, you know what I mean? And I wanted to straighten it out because I just couldn't believe that this all was transpiring right before my eyes when all I was doing was asking, because it was icy outside. And so I would have to walk all the way around and take a chance instead of going straight from my house right into the vehicle. So anyway, it got into a very ugly scene that shouldn't have been. And then like I said, I wanted to go where they were working at, because they don't live here, but they were working on a house here. And so I wanted to go down there to the house and just say, hey, I hope that you guys don't feel threatened by, me just asking that question. And the teenager, and teenagers, they get all hyped up and jumped up, and he wasn't saying anything wrong. It was his tone in which he was combative about things and ready to just lay in. And he was already tense, and I'm thinking to myself, what are you tense for? You know what I mean? Like, I'm not yelling. It's that through when there's noise or anything else, my voice projects. My voice is higher. Sometimes when I'm in a passionate, mood of whatever I'm talking about, that happens. And so I don't want to get it twisted up, so I just really wanted to go down there. But then somebody brought it up to me and was like, yeah, if I asked somebody's opinion, and before I could even ask them, like, hey, should I go down there? Then they were like, oh, well, you shouldn't have asked them to move and all that stuff, because you don't know, you could have got shot and killed. I'm like, okay, I'm in my house, so I wasn't coming out there being combative. And they're like, who cares? It doesn't matter. And I would have just sat there and I would be annoying, and I would just go ahead and be right in front of your house every day. And I'm like, whoa, like what? That's what, so then I became concerned about my own safety, to walk down the street and just say, hey, look, I'm sorry you guys took it that way, particularly with the teenager, because his parents didn't speak English. So I was like, oh, okay, I could go ahead and tell him, because he was trying to tell me the laws of the, that you can on public. I'm like, I know, I live here. I mean, here in the United States, nobody has claim to public parking. And so he was like, I'm a citizen here too. And I'm like, what does that got to do with the price of tea in China? But then I realized that, okay, you're amped up. And so what if I was one of those people that was so soft and sensitive that I'm just going to be like, oh, okay, so you want to argue with me, then let's take it to another level. I'm glad I'm not that person. I'm glad I don't even think on that way, but I have to think for what other people are thinking, so that way I know how to strategically move, so I didn't go down there to straighten things out today. Because I was just like, okay, somebody talking about me possibly getting shot, that's not cool. So when are we going to sit up there and be able to talk to people, clarify communication without the fear of some kind of backlash? Because everybody's so tense and wound up that, like I said, that exchange didn't even have to happen. So with that being said, I'm like, okay, how are we, with all these people that are so soft and sensitive right now, and in their feelings and in their emotions, how are we going to be able to have conversations or talk about anything, or even asking somebody to do something simple because of how they're going to take it, how they're going to translate it into somebody else being, quote, violent or threatening, and they come and take action against that person. So, for me, I just wanted to talk about it real quick on this Martin Luther King Jr. Day, and also, again, Wisdom White Monday, which wisdom comes from the purity of white translucent light, not the color of skin. So, I wanted to get that out the way because I still feel horrible about the young man just getting so defensive. Like I said, he's a teenager for sure. But I didn't understand the whole telling me the laws of what's going on, and I didn't understand him going through all these different things when his father clearly moved just as a consideration. I'm like, okay, and then just a whole lot of crap. I said it on my live and then this morning, and then I erased it because, I don't like that bad juju stuff. And so I'm not a person that wants to get clicks and stuff like that to sit up there and to attack people or anything else. But I'm also like, wait a minute, I'm not going to be attacked either. See, because I don't know about ICE and what they could do to me. So why would I call? You know what I mean? Or why would I sit up there and target people? And because the boy was like, people like you. And I'm like, people like me what? People like me? What do you mean? Because we could have gone there all the way. You're old enough to speak. You're old enough to go ahead and say what you have to say. Then let's have a good conversation about it where we're walking away, understanding each other versus it being so hostile. So I was like, okay, if I happen to see them tomorrow or any other day, because they're not finished working on this house, then I would be like, oh, okay, well, guess what? This is where my mind was going, and I don't want you thinking this kind of way just because I'm asking for you to look out for me because of parking right in front of my house and the vehicles all down the street. But then today wasn't no vehicles down there, so I didn't understand why they just couldn't park down there to be closer to the house instead of being 3 houses away. But I didn't go through all that. I was just like, okay, well, there is parking, right there. So I'm not understanding, why it's so simple to just move the vehicle, move it up some, whatever. Just let me have a direct line out of my house. And I should have video recorded it but it's like, I'm not one of those people that are video recording ready. I'm not one of those people that are just waiting to sit up there and be like, oh, I got to record this and record that type of thing. In the moment when I'm confused or perplexed about something that's going on, and I need to be more aware of that, not because I want clicks, but more so because I want people to understand what is going on, and I have documentation just in case there's a blowback. I mean, it's the world we live in today. And so with that being said, I wanted to just move into a place where I'm letting people know that, hey, my music and other people's music are welcomed here. You'll be hearing me, as a spoken word artist. You'll hear a hip hop artist. You'll hear a country artist. You'll hear rock, techno, all these types of things. People have been sending me in more hip hop than anything, and I appreciate that because that way I can go ahead and together we just roll. Together we can do a lot. Unified. Being a unifier, not a divider. I don't like separatists. Don't separate things so much that you are not allowing anybody to be a full human being that has rights to being treated civilly, right? So it's not about what you agree with and don't agree with, because we're not all going to see the same thing the same way at the same time. Never is going to be that way. But where do we get to a point where we're like, okay, you're a human being, and unless you were doing something so criminal, so vile, which calls for somebody to be taken off, by the police to jail or whatever, you know what I mean? Like, okay, but this is the type of climate that we're living in, and I just want to be more upfront about where I stand, because I think that everybody's a human being. That's my thinking. Okay, and my thoughts are that I'm gonna treat you like a human being, unless otherwise notified. So, can we do on a Martin Luther King Jr. Day? Can we just set an intent, a pure intent, to start looking at people as human beings? Because the breakdown of so many things that before we used to not agree about, but we do sit up there and say, okay, you have your opinion, I have mine. We can leave it there. We don't even have to talk about that anymore. And see, with me, I don't like discussing politics with people. I don't like discussing religion or even some things that I can't even talk about, like what I talked about this morning, without somebody else saying to me, oh, now somebody's going to, try to kill you and stuff like that. And, for just fussing about it, I would annoy you and park in front, and I'm just like, wow, a whole nother argument ensued behind me just wanting to ask that person that I go down the street and apologize and, and make sure that everything was good, because I don't mean no harm or no foul to anybody. So all the sensitivity that's going on, all the things that we can and can't say and do and all that stuff, come on now, you guys. It's way too sensitive. People are calling out names and everything else to people, and we are all human beings. What is wrong with that? Can we not take the pure intent right now and say, hey, everybody's a human being? And let's start there and have that kind of respect, even if I disagree with you. I can disagree with you all day long. I cannot like you all day long. But one thing that I'm not wanting to do and not willing to do is carry around disparagingly to people some kind of notation that they're less than. But you're better than that, and so we all need to lift up and become unified, not dividers, not separatists. Those are the people that we have to watch out for more than anything. It doesn't matter about color, political party, race, religion, gender, none of that. It is about being a human being, and we are qualifying so many people from being a human being, therefore to be having certain rights that Martin Luther King Jr. and so many others that I can name, that I know you can name, that have fought hard and died for the right for the United States to have become a place where we could all become citizens and go ahead and be a part of this country and be a part of being able to get and do the things that we want to do that other countries there's restrictions on. So, I just wanted to just come on this tonight and just kind of give a little bit of background about my day, and when I'm so grateful to you, Henry Kuehl, from Unseen Twisted Truth, because he sent me white hearts today, and I love that because it was Wisdom White Monday. And so he just started off my day right because I was like, okay, he gets it. You know what I mean? White heart does not mean that because I'm a black person, oh my gosh, and this, oh, he's talking about superiority or, you know what I mean, all that. No. They sent me that for a reason. And that's because understanding that I deal in colors, right? So there's no flippant or, wait a minute, I have to sit up there and explain, you know? And we're having to explain so much away right now that it's becoming too intense for me. And I don't want to, let's just say, go to a place where there's a whole lot of conversation and dialogue or the atmosphere isn't good because people, as I saw this morning, are already on 10 level of stress. And so, and I understand that because I, you know, pain and all that stuff, dealing with, you know, just in the daily grind of things that, you know, and trying to rise up, not only as a spoken word artist and poetess, but also an author, and in my music and being a producer. You know, these are things that I'm able to do and want to be able to gain finances from my gift. You know, that's what gifts and talents are for. You know, whatever you're good in, then you go ahead and you work on that so that way you can go ahead and work in those fields or whatever so that way you can make money. And due to my disability, I just can't run out and just be like, hey, you know what, I want to get a 9 to 5 until I can get here. You know, and that's why I do my physical therapy online, is to help others feel very good about themselves, even though right after my physical therapy, ooh, boy, am I in pain? You know what I mean? I look all great and this, that, the third, and then the next minute it's like, ooh, boy, okay, like, oh, shoot. And I'm making noises like, you know what I mean, if I had sex or something, and it was like, no, I just moved. So we have to definitely, you know, keep ourselves healthy and a healthy mindset. And this is where the mind goes, the body follows. So if your mind is sick, your body's sick. If your mind is stressed, your body's stressed. You know, so everything, if your mind is going into such a mood or takes you off the beaten road, then your actions are going to be the same way because your body's going to follow exactly what your mind is going to do. And so for me, even in these climate intensities right now, I've never had the will to just sit up there and just be like at a big, huge club or anything like that. That wasn't my vibe because I was like talking with people and, you know what I mean, and being able to mingle and stuff. And, you know, meet with people, talk about different things. Even being in the school systems and stuff like that, things that I used to do, it's kind of like, no, I don't have to be paranoid, but I have to be careful because I have to get out of the way of people. You know what I mean? If somebody's fighting or there's something that breaks out, and I don't want to get caught up in the mess because I don't want to physically be hurt any more than I am now. Unless, of course, it, you know, involves me in protection, family, whatever. You know, somebody not doing right or whatever, and I'm witnessing something like, you know, firsthand. I just can't sit there and just be like, oh, let me just walk away. You know, I'm going to have to sit up there and just want to calm down situations and tension. So I think that tonight, my question is to everybody, what can we do to calm things down and not be at a heightened state where every turn, everything that's going on, we're calling each other names and, you know, everything but a child of God or, the, you know, within the Most High and the creation. Like, that's just ridiculous. It's too much going on, and I really want us to be able to focus on what is important and how we mobilize together in the fashion of unifying and saving this country from going downhill very fast. Because, you know what, history repeats itself, and like I said, no country ruled forever, or they would be ruling today. So when people look at the United States and say that, yes, we're a superpower, yes, we are, but for how long? Because if we are going up against our partners in different, the countries and everything else, if we're not unifying with each other, and then we are already divided in the United States. Now we're picking fights to deal with other countries. And people are so politically charged that they're not even looking at these major factors. They either want to be for or against Trump. And it's about our country and what's best for our country, what's best for us. So that should be the conversation that we have. That's the conversation I want to have, is what is best for us. And I think that it was working for quite a long time. It was working. It wasn't the best. And that's one thing that we're expecting, is perfection, and it's never going to happen. But we had some great decades. And now we're falling backwards. And that is the pivotal point. And it isn't about disagreeing that anybody who's a criminal, anybody who has committed a crime that is egregious, then you know that certain people should be going to jail. You're a murderer, sexual predator, whatever. Yeah, you belong where you belong, in jail. That's the way it's supposed to be. Law and order. It's the way that things are going about, which is so contradictory to what we believe as people in the United States. We've always had to talk about immigration. We've always talked about people coming here and being able to stay without a work visa. But I think that we got to twist it up, because everybody is so focused on the Hispanic community and Latino community that they're forgetting that Black people and other people, we all are right here and we all face our challenges. And so why not talk about it and being able to say, wait a minute, okay, this person just sat up there and cashed a bad check or something like that. Okay, no, they shouldn't be deported out of here. But what should be done is, if they have to go to a detention center, but help them. It is a lengthy process to become a citizen. But why weren't we doing this a long time ago? And I understand the asylum. People coming here to seek asylum because their country has gone so bad. But what is happening now is that people are already fighting about it, right? People are just coming at it in such a hardcore way, and it's like, no, if they have a rap sheet on you and they find out that you're a criminal, anybody who is not a part of the United States and you're a criminal, then you have to go and, leave the country. Obama did that. People are just shocked to hear, but he didn't do it in a way that was so inhumane. But he did do it. And in the first term of Obama's presidency and the first term of Trump's presidency, I know that Obama deported more people than Trump did first term. I don't know what the numbers are looking like right now in Trump's second term, but it's all about the way that it's happening, what is going on, and should be working with the local state authorities so that way they can see what's going on and have the transparency to see what's happening and why they're doing it, and being able to have them come in and also be like, okay, well, we're going to have this person coming and making sure that we can get these people, out of their homes safely, or if they're in the streets or whatever, you want to be able to grab up somebody and take them, to the jail or detention center or whatever they're doing safely. But when nobody knows what's going on, when there's no identification, there's nothing that's happening, then I understand why people are upset about it. you know, because not everybody, is here illegally. So there have been videos out there where people are, you know, being pulled out and cars and stuff like that because of the color of their skin, or because they can hear them speaking a language like Spanish or whatever, and they're being taken away. But they're not the only people. Again, black people are being swept up too. So I want to bring some positivity tonight because a friend of mine made a great point that a lot of people weren't putting posts up about Martin Luther King Jr. today. They were just so stuck in their rhetoric, in their ways. And I was surprised about that. I was really shocked and sad that more people weren't bringing him up on his day that we are recognizing here. And before they take away this day of becoming a national holiday, which I think the reason being, from my point of view, is that everybody had a good view of Martin Luther King Jr. So with that being said, not everybody, I'm sorry, most people. And because of his nonviolent ways and actions, he was more acceptable in the United States. So that's why they want to go ahead and take away other things that we have set in place as like June 13th, Juneteenth, I'm sorry, June 19th, Juneteenth, and that's to be taken away. Well, they said that they were threatening to take that away, and I believe that they will, because that's strictly designed for black people. And so, no matter what, though, we can all still celebrate when we had our liberation and freedom and stuff like that, you know. But today, I thought because all across the board, that people respected Martin Luther King Jr., even if you didn't agree with him or something like that, you respected the way he did things or whatever. I'm just surprised. And I'm surprised that those that should have been, that I'm normally seeing, that will post up things, didn't today. So this isn't about really a rant. It's more so of letting you guys know that these things are problematic. Like, why are we going in such that direction? And basically, it's fear. And we're fear of the unknown. We're fear of things that we don't know about or we can't identify with, or we believe is a threat to our very core. And so that's dealing with your base chakra, right? Right there near your tailbone. Right in that area where if you have back pain, you know it goes right across like a belt all the way through the back. But that's why we have to move that energy, because it stays cycled. Also right here, when you feel tapping and you feel relaxed, that is because you're calming down the anger and fear of things that is happening. So with your base chakra and this chakra point right here, it's like, okay, it makes sense now to understanding that and where we hold fear, and then why we get so sick from it, and then we react negatively. Because again, where the mind goes, the body follows. So I don't think it's worth going through a whole lot of ignorance and stuff, and stop trying to think that everybody's stupid, because there are things that are being said that contradict even what people believe that their party or the people that they're wanting to vote for, or the people that are out there talking about having talking points. You know, it's just one of those things that it just becomes so dicey, and we have to understand that how to sift through the negativity and how to sift through the misinformation to the disinformation, whatever it is. And so I'm careful with what I want to say, only because I do not want my emotions to take over. Right? You know, like I just don't want to go there. and go off to the left of what I'm trying to say. Let me be straight on point and say that, you know what, guys, I am a uniter. I love uniting people and experiences and all that. I love the coming together, you know what I mean? And I'm for that and not for the people who are separatists. And I've called people separatists for a long time now. And I started with my own family, and I'm like, oh, this person's a separatist. Basically, you're separating other people like myself from being around my family. Why are you separating? Why are you dividing? You know what I mean? And then it became even more, prevalent as the years into decades have gone on now. So I'm proud to be of my age and be here because neither one of my parents were able to live to see this age. So I do feel blessed that I'm able to go ahead and talk with everybody and be like, yeah. Some people even told me, hey, just quit doing your podcast and go live. You're wasting money, and I don't think so. I think that I'm not waiting for numbers. People are going to watch me and get involved more and more. So if one person can be changed by being able to listen to this, that's the goal, and that's why I open up my podcast to Sunday spoken word artists, poetess, poets, you know what I mean? Those people who can just have a place. We have a space here on Journey and Gems with Farley and Friends podcast to be able to talk about our poetry, to get into what we thought about it when we were writing it, or if we have any feelings about it, or what do we look at it now. I want to do things like that. And I'm going to continue hard and pushing for people to come on and just having the space where we can talk about our work. Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday, I'm usually doing interviews. I don't mind doing one on Wednesday either. Wednesday's opened up more for me. But usually that was the day that I was just doing music from Too Tempted ENT and affiliates and interviews. But now I'm open up to interviews to anybody right now because I'm not having enough people coming on Wednesday. So I'm still going to hold space, and everybody's going to understand and know that's Wicked Low Wednesday, as my Bossa Blue Mamba Wednesday, because blue is the color for Wednesday. But I invite you to come on, on Fridays, I got the Fire Bar Friday, where we're playing music, and after a certain time, I've decided that I will not sit up there and just ask for clean music only, because some of the things that people are saying, certain words and everything else, that's part of their culture that they want to get across and express. It's not that they're ignorant. And so I said, okay, I will go on a certain time. And that way I can do like from 8 to 9. I'll go ahead and be like, okay, cool. This is all clean. After 9 o'clock, boom, So I'm doing it that way. And then on Saturday, Self-Care Saturdays, then I want to talk about the self-care tips and everything else. So I want to have people on and interview them on that day. And then we do, I got to look at what me and Hype Daddy came up with, the name for it. But it sounds like an After Dark with Dr. Farley type thing. So after 9 o'clock, boom. Then again, whatever we're saying and whatever we're playing, music or whatever, then it will not be censored. So I can understand if you don't want to listen after 9 o'clock on Fridays and Saturdays. I'm not offended at all by it because I want everybody to feel comfortable. But between 8 and 9 o'clock is the jam on Fridays for clean music, and on Saturdays, up until 9 o'clock, then it's going to be clean music. And so I thought about that on Wednesday, and I was like, yeah, I'm going to have to come on later because I wanted to kind of stick to that, and being like, okay, so that way people will understand, okay, wait a minute. She said that she does things on Saturdays and Sundays after 9 o'clock, but this is 6 o'clock on a Wednesday. and there's colorful language that we don't want to hear. So I'm going to just go ahead and make sure that I can do that for the people. So again, artists of all genres. I am a person that is a music lover. And so I love all genres. I grew up on all genres, and I will not stop telling my story of how I got my first Kiss guitar when I was 7, because I love rock. And that was something that was, and I'm glad that my parents raised us up the way that they did. They had a short time here on this earth, but they packed a lot into us. And so I want everybody on here coming on. Let's talk about the music. Let's talk about whatever businesses you got going on. I want to shed light for my autism community. And so many other different topics that need to be done, like mental health. So I'm willing, I'm here. This is why I'm being sponsored to have my own podcast, which I'm blessed to have. So no, I'm not going to just do Facebook Live and stuff like that. I'm going to come on my show and I'm going to talk to you good people, and you guys will eventually be able to understand who I am. I'm back on camera, so I have not been able to get my grill done yet. So you know what though? I'm like, bonk it. I can't carry it that no more. I can't worry about certain things anymore that I used to, because I can't get my dental work done fast enough. So I'm like, okay, my blue light works, and hey, this is a cool vibe, right? And so we're vibing out, and we're chilling, and we're gonna go for it. So I really appreciate you guys. Again, let's be uniters. Let us be civil and looking at everybody as a human being. Let's try to take down the temperature of these things that are going on, because we can make stupid mistakes by being so heightened up in fear, which is why I love what I did with that song, Dumb, Stupid, and Ignorant. So I believe that that's all I have to say right now. I'm ready to play on more music and all. I just wanted you guys to get to the point of understanding, and as you come here and as you start to do more and supporting me and all, you will understand why I built this podcast the way I did, and you'll rock with me, and I rock for you. So send in the music. Let me put it here in the chat real quick. Okay, so send your music here, and no, I don't do, and it's on me. I don't do, hey, pay me more money and you get up at the top. I don't do that. It's send in your music. I'm gonna tell you the timing of the show, and if it does not come on that day, then I'm doing it on the next day. Your music will be played, and people will be on here, and I got to figure out a little bit more with my laptop on how to be able to go ahead and getting more people on here and being able to do things simultaneously, because right now I'm on my phone. My computer went bye-bye on me, and so it has been difficult trying to get a computer. We'll get the money up for a computer. As well as opening up my business, because I am a writer, and here in my state, that you must have a business license and a business account and all that stuff. So that costs money as well. And I know people are like, oh, that's nothing but a drop in the bucket. Yeah, tell to somebody who is very limited on funds every month, okay? So I'm grateful for what I have, because it covers my bills, so I have a place to to stay and food and everything else, that the necessities that I need so far, but it doesn't cover all of my major needs. So I'm looking forward to making money out here, but in this moment with the podcast, that's not where it's at. It's more so of celebrating each other and coming on here and making the climate very, very relaxing, enjoyable, even when we're going through a lot of emotions and everything else, according to what topics it is, that you feel good about doing it. With me and others here on Farley and Friends. My own podcast, and like I screw up. See, those kind of gaffes happen all the time. And I want to say it to my friend who was like, "Oh, I'm gaffing a lot, you know what I mean?" And the world can make us spin, right? So it's Journey and Gems with Farley and Friends podcast. Here is where I want you to be able to know that you're home, kick back, relax. I'm not too concerned about what folks are saying when it comes down to whether I was on camera or not, and all. It was more important for me to get out the music, to get people on, so that way they have a voice too, and can be able to enjoy the dialogue that is surrounded by it. So send in your music, and I'm definitely going to play it. And I appreciate everybody who's already sent me music, and because I enjoy the music, and I love so much different types of music. So that's all, you guys. Send in your music to me. I'm going to keep up my email address, so that way you can be like, oh, okay, cool. This is where we're going with it. I can get my music played, and it's definitely going to get played, for real. And nobody's going to skip a line or anything else. It's that, okay, you sent me this music, I'm playing it. And again, it's not shading on nobody, because I understand that, people are about, okay, you want your music played here and they platform and they may have more people or whatever the case may be. That's not for me, to say about anything else, but I want to be clear about where I stand on it. And I'm not asking any money for the interview. I'm not asking that. I really want to hear what people are doing and their thoughts behind either their music, their businesses, the autism community, the mental health community, the cancer community, like everybody. I want to hear thoughts and feelings. I want to be able to engage in it and have a good message as we go ahead and move forward in this year, in 2026. So I think that is all for now. I appreciate you guys listening to me. That was like awesome. What is going on here? Let me look at this. Hold on, gang. See, my screen is getting stuck again. And I don't know why. And I want to play my music now. So let me just see if this changes anything. No, it's not changing anything. Hold on, gang. Ah, there we go. Whew, I thought we was gonna have to go through a whole lot. Oh my goodness, that was crazy. I had to get out of my own live in order to get back in my and be able to go ahead and get to my music. Okay, like what is going on here, right? Like, okay, boom, whatever. But I'm just gonna run down the list and just start playing music, because I just want music to have that love language to take on right now, because I always say that you don't want to have deep conversations after dark usually before you go to bed, because if you do, then things will be in your psyche while you're sleeping, and your subconscious mind will take over certain things. And so it's best to have deep conversations in the daytime or early evening. But me, I'm gonna be up for a while, so I can digest it and be like, get through, So let's just enjoy the music. Let's have some fun. And I think, you know what, now I'm gonna have to just pump it up. And you will know these artists by when you hear me play them, you're gonna be like, oh, okay. This is this person, that person. Okay, got you. And so with no further ado, let's go ahead and rock it now. See, this is the part that gets to me. I'm always looking for something, and then I make it too complicated. Let's go, y'all.
To be my man's desire. Let's lay by the fire. Become lovers, not liars. Taking an orgasm higher until I scream, you are my sire. After a hard day, I will massage you from top to bottom. Our conversations are thought-provoking, not met with cruel criticism, nor threatening with an ultimatum. Being able to work out any problems, we sow our seeds and let us blossom. You are a gentleman I admire. My mind, body, and spirit you require. Through trials and tribulations will be survivors. Trust, unconditional love, and respect is dire. Being one for life shall be acquired. Nothing more will make me complete, cause I am my man's desire.
I come from a different shade of life. I'm not sorry, I never been showed the proper way to love a woman. So how can I properly love a woman in the right ways? But then again, I learned not every woman gets satisfaction from the same ways. But it's you I'm desired to. I crave every inch of you. My mind is infested with thoughts of you. I got a bunch of testosterone built up. I need a dose of you. I think you need a dose of me too. The thought of you haunts me. Does the thought of me haunt you? The thought of you haunts me. Does the thought of me haunt you? I'm mentally wired on desire.
Wired on desire. A man's desire. What a good woman wants to acquire. Whether intellectual talks to our loins bursting into fire. A passion between two spirits penetrated deeply. Our souls explode profusely over the heavens and earth. This is our rebirth between a man and woman. Let us live. Let us love. Let us sweat. Let us snuggle up and hug. Let us laugh. Let us sing. Let us naturally intertwine. Let us just be divine beings. Let us play hard. Let us play soft without any care or cost. You don't haunt me, and I shouldn't haunt you, for you are the man I desire.
You are the woman I desire, the one I require for love to get me higher, higher. You are the woman I desire, the one I require for love to get me higher, higher. Hey, you are the woman I desire, the one I require for love to get me higher, higher. I said love, you get me higher, higher. I said love, you get me higher, higher. You are the woman I desire, the one I require for love to get me higher. Hey, I said love, you get me higher, love, love, you get me higher, higher. You get me higher, love, you get me higher. Let me just bask in your glory. This is a man's desire. True Champ to the MT, Christy Folly. We lost dog. You already know.
I love that. Thank you, Wicked Low and Velo's Dog. These are people that you're going to hear throughout my music. And I know as hip hop artists, as well as them both done spoken word for me, which I'm so happy that they did that, on my album, my third album, Soulful Poetry. And other artists like Roland Solo. I didn't get a chance to have Hayes on that one, but I'm definitely wanting to get down with her to do something with me on that way, because like I said, everybody has it in them. But also you will hear music with me and Dio Cordero, me and the Guard Code Red, me and Banks. You will hear other different people. Oh shoot, the chef, Turtle McGee. That's my main man right there. That we did a country song together. And so I love expanding. I love playing around with different styles and everything else. So I am looking forward to you guys, like I said, listening to my music as a spoken word artist and my collaborations. So I'm going to just be quiet over here. Okay. I'm going to just go ahead, be quiet, chill back and relax. And again, let this love language called music just fill up everywhere. And even if you're not watching now, then as you're watching it later, you know, definitely click the like and let me know what you think. And let us be mindful of the kind of language we use when you're when you're coming in to talk to somebody about something. That's all I'm saying, you know, but I really want you to hear it. And then I really want to know what you think about the music and getting involved and wrapped up into that as well. So without further ado, I'm going to keep this train going. Oh, and you will also hear It's Real music. You will hear Hype Daddy, Josh Archer. Who else I got up in here? Yeah, I got a lot of folks. And Dr. Wiseword, aka Ashley K. Lee, MTND, Dope Soul, Stravofos. It's a mixed bag that you get to listen to. That's why I encourage you to purchase my stuff on iTunes. I have 3 albums, and my gosh, I just had the number of how many that I created singles, but I'm building up my portfolio, and now in producing, this is going to be really a joyful ride going forth. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the music.
They looked at me with their heads bowed low and shaking. You must be the queen of heartbreak. We don't believe we're mistaken. Your life is one trauma after another. You're the main reason. Your children feels forsaken. 7 hells, other Christians saw you and your daughter as a demon, while being a huge disappointment to others on numerous of occasions. The men in your life left you or died, beating you, whether physically, emotionally, or spiritually, to a pulp along the way. See, you looked at life wrong. Relationships don't last long for women like you. We say you can't be a child of God, always having to rearrange your plans. It's a struggle to stand and watch you when we don't believe you're in pain. We can't see it, so you're being crazily insane. Seems to be the perception given by popular vote. Medically, you're hanging by a rope. That seems to be more like a noose. But this is what you choose, to hold on to life repetitively, even though you're what we call a loser. Reducing, at times, your lifespan. Maybe that's God's plan. Even though life hasn't spared its rod before you became an orphan, you must be cursed. You can't reverse. You're the reason for your mother's death. You have the audacity to say you're blessed. Because we won't let you forget you're the queen of heartbreak. That's going to be the stake that marks your grave. I said as I slowly got up, with tears in my eyes. And for a moment, I was choked up. I'm moving forward, although you maintain to be a little stuck on stupid or just slow. You come at me blazing with words like bullets without a gun. But sit down, because you can't hide from the real sun, son. I am that person that got up, day in and day out, pushing through what you call fake pain. And yes, at times I would scream and shout. How many times did you walk by just to see if I was dead, to alleviate your hate in your heart and mind, hoping I'd run out of time, but you're just blind as a bat. I walked through the snares and traps that you couldn't possibly survive. I advocated and was sacrificing my life for family, to be amongst the living, forgiven and shall be forgiven. What a screwed up life you're living. You're as foul as they come, hurling insults, saying I'm damned. God doesn't put in charge the dumb, desperately seeking the need to throw stones instead of planting seeds, whispering chatter to make my mind scatter. But it won't work in 2025. I'm not going to live trying to seek what you approve. Just the opposite. I'm going to remove any negativity and keep my heart cold. As you sold your soul to spin the narrative on me. God has forsaken me. Throughout history, I'm just everyone's stain. I guess it's easier to blame than accepting my responsibilities, watching me sometimes drown from the weight of it all that gave you great satisfaction and a mutual attraction to evil. No matter how many apologies or any of my regrets, you keep harping on the same tune. That's changed. It's in my past. I was the guardian angel at the gate, while the Reaper did his thing. I was there for all of their transitions. Oh, my bad. How could you possibly relate to square up against anything that isn't quaint? I am the queen of heartbreak, but there is a reward. I kept my 2 feet on the ground in the grind. Though I felt suicidal at times, today I'm in my right mind to bid you a goodbye and nothing more. Your bitterness has just become a bore.
On that song, I wrote it intentionally last year as playing a mob of people that are coming up against me with all the things that they have said about me and my response. And so it was really cathartic to do. And because I was like, okay, these things are hurting me, because even if they don't happen right away, then it's more so, wow, that just came on for no reason. That's crazy. Oh, these things, buttons get stuck and everything else. I thought I turned it off, and I did, and then all of a sudden it lights up and it does it. Whew, okay. We already go through the craziness of technology, right? Like, who needs any more on our plate? You know what I mean? Who needs it? Like, But anyway, yeah. So I said, let me start doing things differently. Even some of the things, the way that I'm talking. I might even put up my vocals and make it so. In fact, let me pull up the song, Guardian at the Gate. I'm going to change it to Guardians at the Gate, because me and the Guard Code Red did this, but I lifted up my vocals, and it seems to work when certain things that I am recording. So I'm really just trying to delve in and do different things. And if I don't like it, then it's like, okay, I won't try that again, but I like to try different things. So now I'm going to go into Guardian at the Gate with me and the guard code red, and I may stop it and start talking. I may not. Let's go with it.
Yeah, what is life? Somewhere we get caught in between. Everything that we thought was life only comes to light in the death. So what is the meaning of life? It's official. We live life but never fully understand the pain. We playing roles to a story, never on the stage. We compromising how we live to control the death, but never fully understand until our last breath. We never truly see the light until the eyes drop. Life's a temporary placement to a time slot. A true purpose in our living is behind the eyes. That's why we never see beginnings of the finish line. That's why we cherish every moment when the love's gone. Cause the love from the living, all that carry on. All your memories and love like a flashlight. Suck the purpose in your flesh like a parasite. Death pain hit harder than you ever felt. Cause you never see a picture on the top shelf. Only eye level pain when you're living life. Cause the end define the means when you're living life.
I'm standing at the gate, waiting for your arrival. It's madness because seconds ago, you were alive surviving. Now I've seen you transition from one Sakai to another. Like an angelic guardian ghost, I'm holding down the post until I see you set free from pain, despair, and cruelty. No more sadness in your heart. You weren't a curse from the start. This is all too familiar. Lives lived a bit similar, but money masked their faces. At the finish line, thinking they won their races. Until that day, they see me at the gate. I'm the one that will seal their fate. I won't regret and never forget. Our memories locked away, never fading away. In this present moment, it's all about pro-love movement. The respect is earned, and unconditional love given. Let's break the chains and remain humane. The original plan passed from the Most High to man and woman. Hold on. Let me slow down, for the trumpet sounded. I got to pull myself together before you come around. My sister, my queen, let me hug you and look upon your face. As another Farley crosses over into this space, I'll remove the worldly crown and put the spiritual one on. I promise from dusk till dawn, you will be our guiding light. No, it won't be the same, but it's not our first rodeo. Except you are leaving me now to join June, Mom, and Dad, whom is waiting for you to see. Forgive me. I'm feeling some jealousy. Some of it is envy that all of you are together. But that's my fleshly side talking. I'll be crying, but I'm still walking. For now it's your turn to enter, where it's always summer, never winter. Even though for me, it's always the coldest in December. No, please. Let go of my hand. Because I have work to complete in the other land. Until then, join the other guardian angels. Place my name at the seat at the high table, assuring one day you will greet me at the gate.
It's funny because I just had to roll with that. And I was using the clap button, and then I was like, oh yeah, thank you for that. And I see I'm muted, and I'm like, oh my gosh. Because one thing I can't stand is that when I'm playing music, I don't really care to talk through it, even though I am jamming to it or I'm listening to it, because it's thoughtful. And so I just put it on mute, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I keep doing it. But we're going to get better at it. We're going to keep it rolling now. Again, I just wanted to stop up and talk about that one right there. It meant a lot, that the guard code red did it, because he's one of those people that I've always admired in the underground music, and looking forward to seeing him going mainstream one day as well, because his style is unique and his words are powerful. And so in doing that and being able to produce it myself was so much of an honor to do, because he was the one that actually inspired me to do Guardians at the Gate. Because my sister passed away and I was telling him what happened and what was going on, and he was like, oh wow, that is wonderful because you got to see him transition from this world to another. That's why I say Sakai, because that means in Japanese transitioning. So I was like, yeah, let me run with that. And then when I presented it to him and he was like, yes, you know, he was going to be on the track. And I was just like, oh my gosh, yay. You know, like this is something that's really awesome and powerful. And so I encourage people to, when you're doing something, when you're going through a whole lot, there's different ways that we need to express ourselves. And so that one was very much a thing where when Code Red was like, oh yeah, you know, you're the Guardian, you know what I mean? And I'm like, wow, okay, Guardian at the Gates, you know? And like I said, that because me and him did it, then I originally had it before of Guardians at the Gate. So I don't mind pulling it down and just making sure that the title fits more, because it's just not one Guardian. We both have gone through and seen, if you listen to the lyrics, we've seen people leave this world, and I found it wild that he talked about how comforting it would be if that happened with him, knowing that, you know, a family member would see and be right there for you until the end, you know. And I was like, yeah, because it's happened to me more than one time with family members. So I really enjoyed making that, and so ecstatic that I got to do a track with the Guard Code Red. We've been working at this for a couple of years now to get a track together, and boom. So please enjoy it on Spotify, YouTube, iTunes, Amazon Music, Deezer, all of those different platforms. You can hear our music there and be inspired by it, or let it comfort you, or let it be able to get you through when you've had to make hard decisions and people are leaving. So I also referenced the song Cold December because Wicked Low, my mentor, my friend, my executive producer, and the head of Too Tempted, ENT, when he gave me that last year, not 2025, excuse me, in 2024, I'm going to say last year because it's such the beginning of the year, but I have to take it and do it differently now that because it's like it wasn't last year, it wasn't in 2025. So it was in 2024 when he sent me the song and was like, hey, I want you to jump on it. And I was like, cool. And I went against the idea of what he meant for Cold December. But for me, it was seeing that both of my sisters passed away within a week before Christmas, less than a week before Christmas. And so I'm like, it's always the coldest in December. And joining on here is, of course, Wicked Low. This is his track. And then it's Real Music, me, and Velo's dog.
Feels like we've gone and landed on a world we've never known. Pain and embers, like a cold December. Every day's another tragedy, new miseries unfold. Pain and embers, like a cold December.
They make me wanna get a politician in the real way. I'm knowing what they will say, but my people are hurting to this very day. Keeping us divided in the mud and the violence, and my heart is colder than in December up in NY. Why? People are double dealing, indoctrinated, documents falsificated, and people don't remember why. They're making this country inhabitable, unfathomable. How we come together and inhabit the truth, huh?
Participation, listen to this cadence. Articulation, I'll pay attention for a quick sec shit. Here's my evaluation. We choose to not be civilized. We're to blame for these homicides, division, robbing, killing, and stealing. Y'all play victim. Now here's what you fail to realize. There's only one life that we're given. Look, I ain't trying to speak politics. People nowadays don't give a fuck or care to acknowledge it. As far as I'm concerned, there's always room to grow if you're willing to learn. This generation, there's no hope. The government keeps us under a microscope, you know.
It's like we've gone and landed on a world we've never known. Pain and embers, like a cold December. Every day's another tragedy in the miseries unfold. Pain and embers, like a cold December.
It's the coldest in December. Both of you close your eyes. I remember leaving me alone in misery, in pain, insane. Yet I got to keep on walking. Although I'm going to be talking to you, my guardian angels, June, Grace, and Francesca. Us three roll like Podestias from Fiestas. My sisters forever, I love you.
Life is making me feel with every second time it's slowly slipping away. Smoking the Dutch, wondering when and if this world will ever change. Walking with bloody paws in the rain, trying to keep it together, trying to keep my strength. Still carrying the world on my shoulder, holding this weight, embracing this pain. Riding life's waves, waiting for better days. Contemplating if I should even stay. Why tell me to wait when you the one falling astray? Life is so cold, even on the hardest days. I'm gone.
It's like we've gone and landed on a world we've never known. Pain and embers, like a cold December. Every day's another tragedy and the miseries unfold. Pain and embers, like a cold December.
And I love the sax and everything that's in them. Again, Wicked Low track featuring Wicked Low. You know, and I am so fascinated by his rap style because he can just roll with it so fast and then be able to tame it back and do this and do that with his voice. And it's just magical. I am so much a happy and blessed person to have somebody like him to take me underneath his wing, and not only becoming friends, but being able to, him being my mentor and doing my spoken word albums and believing me enough to say, go for it, you know, and I would not have been here today without him. And so, but I want to be entertained. I love when he does the whole roll, you know what I mean, with his tongue and everything else. Like, and it's like, of course, we know that Busta Rhymes is one of those people that do it often as well. But it's something the way he does it that is just fascinating. And I always laugh, and he's just like, you know, thinks that I'm just cuckoo for laughing. But I'm like, no, that stuff is, you know, just so awesome because not many people can go that fast. So I'm going to play Ritual in Oblivion. And this is a Jezza on the beat.
Devils, don't bring me hell's heat. You don't want the smoke, but I'll take a toke. Getting away from your minions, scrambling souls into oblivion, falling for the 7 deadly sins. You already know I'm not giving in. Unconscious is too many AI minds on a flash drive. trying to grab me and convert my mind? I'm running against time as corrupt rituals becomes habitual. A computerized copy looks fab in imagery, but the fake destroys the source what people see. So stop coming for me, leave me alone, you ruthless clones. Shells resembling humanity, caught in a web of insanity, but my head's on a swivel. I continue to chisel out my lane by being unique. I know I'm the one you seek. As a woman warrior, I'm ready every day, for we shall meet again. You and your little devils shall be slayed. I pray as you become. I pray.
Buckle up and get ready. Here come we get low.
Yo, born in that 785, raising that 516, down to that 386, rocking with 443. It don't matter where I go, it's WICCI. Pass me that drink, pass me that blunt, pass me that mic, let me line them all up. Back to the races, back to the bases. Gotta get them on, amount of money, gonna save this. We can be the one about many places. Ain't nobody coming when I really gotta save this. One to the chest, two to the faces. They hate the environment and respect for the safest. All about my peace while I say this. All about my peace when I play this rap. They see it coming, but that's that. Go run and get cash out and run me up all of that shit. Some of y'all try to play me, dog. I level up, they can't fade me, dog. Listen, I've been in that state of that triple darkness. Lost the hell's pit, but I found a way to depart this. But it gets deep. These demons don't want a part of this. I approach with heat to run them away and get them up off of this.
That was amazing. I love it. Now, you can't tell me that's not skills. Like, that's hard to do, to be able to just roll with it. And anybody who tells him, oh, you can't do it like that. What? Please step aside. Please be quiet. We want him to do that. We want him to express all the creativity that he has. That was amazing. And I loved it because he was like, oh, you're just not going to like me because of what I'm going to put on here. And that's what, it meant was like, I was going to be just, for me, I'm like, wow, I'm not trying to compete with I'm a spoken word artist. I don't want to compete with hip hop artists. I want to blend with hip hop artists. So I wanted him to give it all that he saw and envisioned on the beat. And that's what it was. And I'm proud of myself because I was like, wait a second. Let me just get in there deep. And again, because it's spoken word, I'm doing my best to make different changes so that way my voice and my words are elevated. And so I'm going to go into DSI. This is one where I enjoyed doing. It's short, but it was sweet and it's to the point. And you guys will know what DSI means when you're finished listening to the song.
Dumb, stupid, and ignorant. Dead connection to your brain. Operating in the void, you have no claim to common sense, but condensed into a fallacy, not in reality. Your three brains don't equal one. You're DSI, and with me, you're done. Twisting Bible verses to hide your sins. Confess and give in, cause the jig is up. What's up? Oh, don't try to fight who you can't defeat on this fire beat. I am unique. What foolishness you speak. Like crap in the toilet, flush and hush. Wash away your germs, cause you smell like decay. Don't play, I'm not in your league. DSI got you deceived. Retrieve the text and scrolls of the truth. Don't love being aloof. My spirit is bulletproof. I'm just spitting facts. No, you don't need to relax, but get busy like I did on this track. DSI. Dumb, stupid, and ignorant.
Now, I love doing that one. And see, people always think that as a writer, that when I'm writing something, it's always about me, and it's not, because that person was just talking to me and saying what they felt inside, and even asking me questions about how religious people are supposed to act when they are, just day to day talking with people, and how they should talk to people and stuff like that, and how they should go and do things, like religious people are supposed to be, kinder and all kinds of things. So it was just one of those things that I was like, oh, okay, yeah, let me put this all together into what I'm thinking and come up with beautiful creations, right? So I wanted to go on longer, but I've been on here for 1 hour and 30 minutes. So I know people say that, when you do more than 1 hour, then people won't watch or won't get through it. But I hope you did, and you'll understand that the next time I come on, which will be tomorrow, that I'm going to continue on being a uniter and not a divider. I want to leave out with this song, because usually I do my theme song. Thank you, Andrew O'Leary in Wales. And so, however, I had did this one on Jezza on the Beat, and I named it How Do I, which was the name that he also had for the track. And so I did the one verse, and I was like, okay, I put it out there just as a, get people who wanted to really, understand where I was going with it, while in hopes that somebody else was going to bring in their part. When that didn't happen, what do? We roll with it. So I made it my second part. So I'm leaving out with How Do I. I'm so proud of myself for doing it and being able to do these things, in the midst of the storms and everything else, in the midst of darkness. Look for that translucent white light that is pure. And so tonight, I want you to enjoy yourself. If you're out there, going out, or you might just sit up there and be going to a movie, whatever it is you're doing out, or you might be inside and you're having a house party or anything else. Me, I'm great. My partying is been done over, so I might throw on my headphones later or whatever, but I'm pretty much like gonna stay off social media, all that stuff, and just chill out and enjoy my night. And so I wish you the same thing, that whatever you're doing, be careful, be safe, be vigilant, and be ready to take care of yourself on the daily by your eating habits and all of that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? So God bless. Shalom. Assalamu alaikum. Namaste. I say peace and blessings. One. Let's get into How Do I. Then we're done.
How do I? Baby, come home to me. How do I? How do I begin to convince you to come home? How do I live on while you roam around looking for something that's already in me? Are you choosing not to see, or just chasing after a dream instead of accepting reality? That I'm 80% phenomenal, 20% flawed. I didn't scrape and claw to take us to the top just to be dropped like trash in a sinking can. Whatever happened to forever? I'm your woman and you're my man. I endured the hard things, but you just left and ran. It's hard to close this chapter, this door. My love runs deep in my veins, my core. Come back to me and let's repair our relationship, not tossing aside the layers of love we've shared. I don't want to be scared to be without you. My heart, my boo, you know I adore you. How do I? How do I? Baby, come home to me. How do I accept the hidden scars and chronic pain living behind bars? My crown is crooked, third eye conflicted, like this crazy world caught in my mind's matrix. It's playing tricks, not feeling like a gem that I am, needing a fix. Balancing humanity with my spirituality, I'm holding on tightly to my sanity. I dream of a fantasy, loving myself is priority. I gotta adjust, having faith and trust. I am enough, bright, loving, and intelligent. I have the key, the code, to loving me for me, living loud and bold. I adore you too. How do I? Baby, come home to me.
That is it for tonight. Oh, I wanted to make sure that you vote for me for the North American Music Awards as Best Spoken Word Poet. All my information is pinned on my Facebook page, and I did tag a lot of people in it. If I didn't tag you, it didn't mean that I didn't want you in there. I exceeded much more than I thought I was going to do in tagging, so that way other people can see it and then go ahead and do that. But I appreciate already what you're doing for me and what you will do, and is voting for me as Best Spoken Word Poet 2025 for the North American Music Awards. Let's go. Okay? You guys have a good night. Good morning. Take care.